'Tis the season for comfort food. When you think of comfort food, you think of casseroles, soups, and quiches. That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna take one of our favorite sandwiches, the Philly cheesesteak, and we're gonna turn it into a quiche right there in the air fryer. Quiche can be made ahead of time. Cook it up, wrap it up, throw it in your freezer. You take it out, you reheat it when you're ready for it. First thing we need are some onions. We're gonna slice them up thin to make them easy to eat. Go ahead and get our burner going just to a nice medium heat. What we're gonna do is melt some butter, add the oil, because you know, butter for flavor, oil to keep it from sticking. And we also need to pre-cook our peppers. I am using a red bell pepper. As always, use whatever you have in your pantry. And again, nice bite-sized little pieces. And this is just my preference. If you want more peppers, if you want more onions, by all means, chop it up. Make it your own. I'm giving you the ingredients. I'm giving you my recipe of how I like it, but there's always wiggle room to make it your own. Always, always, always remember, play with your food. Everybody likes a happy pie hole. All right, this is gonna go into that pan now. We're gonna stir that around just to make sure everything gets coated up in that butter and that oil. Essentially what we're doing with this is you just wanna get it softened. The whole quiche is gonna go into my air fryer when it's all constructed and done. So you don't essentially wanna cook these all the way through, otherwise they're gonna get really soggy. But we do want a nice soft texture to them before they go to the air fryer. Now I am cheating and I bought just a store-bought crust. I've already cooked it off according to the instructions and let it cool completely. Next thing we've got is a beautiful steak. You can't have a Philly cheesesteak without steak, right? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so delicious. All right, those have softened up. This is where you want them. You want those onions a little translucent before you add your steak. And let's add that in. And just break that up into nice little pieces. You don't want those big chunks, which is why we cut it up the way we did. In fact, if you want to check out an amazing looking, it's kind of a Philly cheesesteak, but he calls it a chopped cheese sandwich over at Doug's channel, which is Griddle, Cook, Eat, and More. Amazing chopped steak sandwich. It's essentially a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, like what we're doing. We're turning ours into a quiche. Oh, this is gonna be, oh, it already just smells so good, and we haven't even added any spices yet. Just some minced garlic, garlic paste. You could do a whole garlic clove. Just bloop it right in the middle. Once you smell it, you're gonna mix it in. All right, and one more ingredient is going into this pan. We're gonna add a little bit of that guy right there, a little bit of Wash Your Sister sauce. And I don't know if you're keeping track, but this is going to be another recipe that we can get the initial part done inside of 10 minutes, I would say. 10 minutes to get it all prepped and ready to go. And then once it goes into your oven, your air fryer, whatever you use to bake in, it takes about 30 to 40 minutes in there. That looks fantastic. Oh, it smells so good. One more thing now, our cheese. I am using a provolone cheese because that's what's standard in Philly cheesesteak. I'm just gonna layer it in there because I want this to melt down. And I'm gonna top that off with a lid. That's going to help that cheese melt. While that melts, let's get our topping, our filling. Let's get our filling ready. We're gonna crack 4 eggs into this bowl. And to that, we are going to add some heavy cream, a little bit of nutmeg, and a little bit of salt and pepper. Salt and pepper to your taste. You don't want the salt, don't do the salt. You don't want the pepper, don't do the pepper. As always, in the description below is the full recipe, including all of the measurements that we're using. You don't have to try to follow along, but are you following along with that? Look at that. That is exactly what you want right there. Nice, melted, ooey gooey cheese. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn the heat off on this because we want this just to firm up a little bit and kind of cool down a little bit as well. Oh, that's firming up nicely. While that does its thing, we're gonna go ahead and mix this up. You can also use milk instead of the heavy cream if you're watching your waistline, or if you just don't like heavy cream, or you have milk on hand, go ahead and use milk. You can certainly do that. I just like the unctuousness, creamy. Looks good. See how that firmed up nice. Absorbed up a lot of that moisture. That's perfect. It smells like a Philly cheesesteak. Huh, who figured? All right, we're gonna go ahead and get our air fryer preheating. I set it for 350. I set it for 45 minutes, but I am gonna check this at the 35-minute mark and then the 40-minute mark every 5 minutes after that, just to make sure. As always, right here, tells you exactly how long it took. All right, we're gonna put this beautiful filling right on in there. Whoops. There's a mess to be made. I'm making it, and it's okay. It's my kitchen. We're gonna spread that out so that it's nice and level in there. And one thing too, you wanna spread it all the way out because you wanna make sure that you've got like little divots that are gonna fill in with this egg mixture that we did. That's what's going to kind of solidify it all together and hold it all together. It's gonna give it its quiche-ness. And our eggy goodness right on top. Pour it slowly, just so you don't make a huge mess. But you want to make sure and get it all covered really well. We're just going to shake it a little bit. Now we've got some room for some more. While we're waiting on our ovens, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, if you'd like to. Give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it so far. Hit that bell notification, then you'll never miss an episode, ever. As it's been sitting here, it's been settling in a little bit more, so I think I can go ahead and add the rest of that batter. Always let this sit just for a few minutes. Don't just pop it straight into the oven, just so that it does have a chance to settle down to get every little nook and cranny. Now that you've got the rest of your filling in there, you want to wrap the edges with foil so that they don't burn before the rest has time to cook. There has got to be an easier way. Somebody needs to develop like a silicone pie crust cover. Now, because it is going in the air fryer, you do want to make sure that it's on there nice, otherwise it will get sucked up into those elements. Let's get it going in our air fryer. Very carefully in. And there we go. We're gonna check it at 35 minutes and we'll see how it looks. Hey, it's done. Let's get it out. How quick and easy was that? Now, it ended up taking a total of 40 minutes to be done. Look at that. Oh, when you poke it with a toothpick comes out clean, means it's done. Gonna set for 15 minutes, then we'll slice into it. So the last 5 minutes of cook time as well, I did go ahead and remove that foil that was around the edge just to toast those edges up a little bit. It's time to dig in. Oh, it is torture smelling this for 15 minutes. Oh, look at that. Do you smell those peppers? Oh, look at that in there. Oh my gosh. It smells like a Philly cheesesteak. I don't know what I was expecting it to smell. Oh, did you see that cheese pull? Oh. It tastes like a Philly cheesesteak. Like, that's so crazy. You know what? It's fantastic. That Wash Your Sister sauce, hands down, phenomenal in there. It's great. Make it. You're gonna love it. But as always, thank you so much for joining me here at Annie's Smoking Pot. Until next time, bye. Oh, good.